Hey guys, it's Ed Rios or Eddie Rios or Edward Rios, depends on which one you want to use, or Ed and Eddie. I'm from Taco Boy Designs, and you're listening to the Dork Dad podcast.
What up, dorks? Another episode of the Dork Dad podcast coming at you. So, I haven't done shout outs in a while, right? So, let's do some shout outs. Shout out to the RLU, that's the Raw Live Unedited Podcasting Network. They got all sorts of stuff on there. Go check them out. They got shows like the Sarlacc Digest, which is just a beast right now. They're getting all kinds of famous guests. You got to check them out if you like Star Wars. If you like to get down and dirty, we got RLU After Dark. They talk about the nasty stuff. Also got the weekly show, the League of Astonishing. I still don't know. Sorry, Adam. There's a whole bunch of shows on there you got to check out. So that's the Raw Live Unedited Podcasting Network. Also, some local favorites of mine, if you like podcasts, Comic Book Characters Podcast, the Collecting Weekly Podcast. That's another beast. All the guys over there, they just putting out content left and right. Go check those out, Collecting Weekly. Another good show you can count on every week. Every Friday is just another Friday night with Double A and CM Chuck over there. Check those guys out. That's a fun show. Are you into comics? You can check out my boy Seth over at Scout Comics. You can find them everywhere. If you like some great stories, some great books, check those out. Also on Facebook, Invincible Comics and More Facebook group, which I'm a part of. So if you want in, let me know, or just go ask to get in. I'll let you in. But that's a fun group. We do all kinds of sales and auctions on there. I do these mystery sales where I give away slabs and other prizes. So you can check that out. Also, if you listened a couple episodes ago, I talked to Mr. Anthony Pena, the Alamo City Avenger. He is part of the Comic Book Fiend Club, which looks like a super cool group. I might see if I can get in. They're just cool because they got like patches and I think I like it more for the patches and they put them on a vest. They look like they're part of a motorcycle gang. But they're really into comics. They're a fun group of guys. So check those out. Comic Book Fiend Club. All right. See some other friends of the show, the Boys with Their Toys. That's Nate, Chubbs, and Mike. Go check out their ridiculousness, and also Dynamic Entry, another show by Nate. And I guess you can say the Geek Out Show. Check those guys out. Gil and Matt over there on that show. If you're into like entrepreneurship and trying to get started in a business, another good show to listen to is Mr. Gerald Flores and his wife Elena. They have a podcast called So Bonita where they talk about their two brands that they created and how they're doing and how they got started and all that fun stuff. And he actually Gerald started a new filming production thing called Tuxedo Films, I believe. So check that out. They're good people. Like I said, he actually helped me get started with my own three-legged rabbit. So, this show's always sponsored by Three-Legged Rabbit because it's my brand. That's the number 3leggedrabbit.com. Go check it out. There's a lot of cool stuff on there. A lot of positive vibes stuff. That's what I'm trying to promote with that. But there's also a section where you can find podcast stuff. You can find T-shirts with people's faces on them, like mine and other friends of the show. So check that out. On this episode, we have a Mr. Eddie Rios, which is another local artist. I love these local people. I love artists, which Eddie has. Eddie runs Taco Boy Designs. So you can find him everywhere on social media, Taco Boy Designs. And he has a unique style, which is very cool and very hip. I don't know what the cool kids say these days. It's with it. I don't know. But it's very unique. He has a distinct look. His main character is a taco boy. It's like a superhero taco. But he does other artwork as well. But they all seem to have like this taco theme. It's all very cool. He's got a lot of stuff coming up. He's been part of a lot of stuff. So I had a little nice chat with him. Got to know him. It was my first time talking to him. So when we recorded this, the Snyder Cut had just released, and so we didn't get a chance to see it yet. So you'll hear that in the show. Let's just get down to it, right? Mr. Eddie Rios, Taco Boy Designs. Let's do it.
But
There you are.
okay, yeah, it's first time using this one.
All right, cool, no problem, man. How you doing, man?
Good.
All right. We're finally getting this done.
Yeah, yep.
It's been a while, but it's all good. So, hey, man, I'm lucky. You know, if you don't know me, my podcast, I talk about pop culture stuff. So, movies, TV, all that stuff. But I like to talk to local artists too. So, yeah, glad to have you on. So, appreciate it.
Sweet. Thanks. Appreciate it.
So, it's nothing real formal. I'll do like this separate intro, introducing the episode, and then it'll just run into us talking. So, nothing fancy.
Okay.
I'm not a pro, even though I've been doing it for a little while. But I still say I'm an amateur. But
yeah.
All right, cool. We got Mr. Eddie Rios, right?
Yes.
All right, Eddie Rios, Taco Boy Designs. So what's going on?
Nothing much. Just working.
I hear you. So, Taco Boy Designs. Can you talk a little bit about that? Like, where did that come from? Where did that name come from, or where the idea?
Originally, I used to go by Tricircle Designs, and that kind of came from like high school because I had a teacher who said I could draw perfect circles, and I was into the number 3, so the 3 and the circle kind of just came together and became Tricircle. But then after a while, since I was little, I always loved tacos and always mention it, even my friends too. So after a while, my nickname was given to me as Taco Boy, and then someone was like, "You should just name yourself Taco Boy and remove the other art name." So I talked to another local artist by the name of Tatum, and he told me, "Yeah, you should probably change it because it's something that people would catch on to more." So I decided to change it.
I mean, Tricircle is cool, but Taco Boy, I mean, it stands out, especially here, in Texas,
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I really dig your designs. Like, is that something you thought of at first? I mean, like, you pretty much have a taco in almost all your designs, right?
Yeah, pretty much in all of them, I usually have a design of taco. That kind of came more about from my dad. He passed away many, many years ago.
Oh.
But since I was little, like every other Saturday that I visit him, we would go and eat tacos. So that was like one of like the memories I had of him.
Yeah.
And so I'd order bean and cheese and chocolate milk. So that was like one of those things.
There's a combo.
Yeah, that was like a weird combo, but I remember that combo pretty well. And I guess like that was like one of the fond memories. But I always like kept like tacos. Like even my aunt, she owns a restaurant close to downtown, and every time I would go visit her or even my cousins, I remember one summer we were just there at the restaurant like every day. So I went through the whole taco menu. Like I went from bean and cheese, and I got tired of bean and cheese, and then I was like, okay, potato egg, potato egg, and then I went down to like I went down the whole dang menu, breakfast menu, and so I got bored of all of it. I was just like, just give me an enchilada plate. But that's how that was. But yeah, the design itself, the actual mascot, that one was more combining a little bit of a Mighty Mouse in a way, or like Superman.
I see
And
it.
so I wanted to do something that was like heroic because I a lot of my artwork has pop culture. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll combine a few things that I already liked and just smash it into one thing. And then I had to develop a story because I'm working on a comic book, and then I was like, well, I need to think about a story. So that took
Nice.
me about I want to say about a year or two until I thought of like a solid, this would be a cool story. So I haven't finished that yet, but it's a pretty neat thing.
That's pretty awesome. I look forward to that. I was gonna ask you that really, if you're thinking about a comic, because it's just a cool idea, Taco Boy.
Yeah.
But so you've been through all those tacos. Do you have a favorite taco, man? Or are you sick of tacos now?
No, I'm not sick of tacos. Bean and cheese is still my go-to. It's still, I kind of judge
With
the
bacon?
restaurant. Sometimes bacon, not all the times because I usually have bacon, and sometimes it's a really like far miss. Like either the bacon's too like tough or it's too soft. It's not like
I
the
got you.
crispy in between where it's all like it's like soggy. It's been sitting there like in oil all day or
I
something.
got you.
Um,
It's classic though, bean and cheese, man.
yeah, bean and cheese is the number one, and after that's I think just random depending what it is.
You mentioned drawing in high school. Is that where you found your talent? I guess. I mean, were you always able to draw, or does it come naturally? Or
It's been since I was in second grade. It all started with the teacher because it was like substitute teacher. I remember that day very vividly. It was a substitute teacher. She was making us draw whatever, and I think I drew some knight and some dragon, and she's like, "Oh, that looks pretty cool." She's like, "You should continue drawing," and that's it. From then, it was just like I started doing it, and then my classmates was like, "Oh, that's cool," and then so I kept doing that, and then I think up to middle school, I got into drawing aliens a lot, like the green
mm,
ones with the big old eyes. So I was drawing like aliens, but back then I was drawing them like as different characters, like Bart Simpson or like South Park. So
okay.
I was like smashing up characters then.
So
Um, and then the cool part of it, I think that was more of a turning point was the middle school because I felt like a lot of like the students were like, "Oh man, those you draw those cool aliens," but then this new guy came, and this new guy had like mad talent, probably like the talent I have now, but back then. And so when he came by and he started showing off, I was like, wow, like that he was even in like the San Antonio Art Museum too.
dang,
And I was like, he had pictures, she was showing friends. Back then we didn't have cell phones. So
he was
it was like photographs.
he was stealing your thunder.
Yeah, yeah. And then like it was like kind of like, like the old school movies where you were one popular kid and a new one comes in and everyone just shifts over there. And then you're just like, well, I'm forgotten.
Toy Story.
Yeah, pretty
Buzz
much. He
Lightyear
was
came
my
in.
Buzz Lightyear. Yeah. That's what I say. He was my Buzz Lightyear. And for a while, and then all of a sudden, we had a class together, and it was like one of those like movie days where they just play a random movie on. And I was sitting behind him, and I was like, "Hey, what advice can you give me? Like, I want to improve, or like what you can." He's just like, "Well," he's like, "Why don't you just try drawing something that you love and just continue drawing it, even if it has to be like you're drawing it as a carbon copy,
Yeah.
but as long as you're drawing it, and then once you like master that, just move on to something else, and then once you get comfortable with styles, then you can just move on to your own thing." And so I kind of was like, oh man. So the first thing that was in front of me was a Predator comic book because I was into aliens and Predator back then.
Right.
And so I grabbed it and I was like, well, I'm going to draw Predator. So I kept drawing like every day, like Predator, Predator, Predator. And then finally I got it down and I showed him. He's like, oh man, that looks pretty good. So then I started doing a lot of Predator designs from the comic books, and then I went to Aliens, and then once I like got that, I was like, man, what else is there to draw? And that's when Dragon Ball Z was introduced to me.
Mm.
And then that was like a whole other thing, drawing my own like Z characters and doing that. And then after a while, I got like comfortable with like the line work. And I think that's what like helped out a lot, was focusing on like getting used to those styles and then moving on to the next, and then finding something that I would basically fall in love with. And I think that's where someone looks at my artwork, they see that there's a lot of styles. It's not just one set. It could be a set for maybe a week, but sometimes when I was called Tricircle Designs, they thought it was more than one person, because the artwork didn't. Yeah, and I was like, no, it's like that's just all me. But they're like, well, the style's kind of different from one to another one. But I was like, well, yeah, they kind of mesh between whatever I want to.
Right.
So that's how that was going. But that helped out a lot. And then after that, just moved on drawing and didn't stop from there. Finished high school, and here we are.
Hey, you definitely have your own style. I know. Whenever I see one of your pieces, like, oh, I know that's Taco Boy. You know.
Yeah.
It has a distinct look, which is cool. You have a favorite character you have that you have to draw, or is it your original character, or is there something?
I think original, I would still say most of my food art. I mean, I think those are good. I love drawing those a lot. And I mean, a lot of people end up falling towards that. There's just so many pieces where I'm like, oh, this is really good. But I like seeing stuff and be like, man, that'd be something I would like to wear. So nice. Something that I worked into.
You mainly use digital right now?
Digital, recently, just because it's been easier at work because work's been busy, but watercolor is usually my go-to.
Oh, nice. Like I've seen like big poster size. Are those like prints, or are those original pieces?
They're prints. I haven't done any large original pieces probably in a long time. I think if it is original, it's probably like 9 by 12 inch size. Everything recently it's just been digital.
Because I've been meaning to get with you. I've been meaning to get with you ever since I seen you put out that Joker one. Because
yeah,
man, I'm a big Batman guy, and man, that Joker piece is nice. And I thought I saw you said someone suggested a Batman. Yeah, you need to do a Batman.
yeah, they want the Batman next to it. Someone told me I should draw it with the Lego movie reference when he was eating that lobster. I forgot what dish they called it, but he's like, yeah, just throw in that lobster in there too. And I was like, okay.
Lobster in a taco shell.
Yeah. Yeah. Do that.
I'd love to see a set, or I'd like to pick up a set from you if you do prints.
Right? Yeah. I think I'm gonna do a DC set because I know someone said Harley Quinn too. But then now, if I think about it, it would be cool to see the other villains, like having Penguin eating. I mean, actually, he'll eat fish tacos too, unless I put something else. Swordfish, Riddler. I don't know what he would eat. What type of taco Riddler would eat? Maybe I'll ask the audience and then kind of just throw it in there.
It'd be a mystery. It's a riddle.
Yeah, it's a riddle.
So you're talking about shirts. So you have swag out there, right? You got your stuff on. You got merch and stuff.
Yeah, I got merch, hats, and shirts are the things online. That's pretty much it.
It's at Taco Boy Design. Is that .com?
Yeah, tacoboydesigns.com.
I've been wanting to talk to you for a while, ever since I saw you got to design one of the skulls for the Day of the Dead virtual parade or whatever.
Yeah.
How was that, man? How'd you get picked for that?
So the owner of La Gloria, his name is Johnny Hernandez. He's an awesome chef. But he runs the actual program. He's been running it. And I done a few things for his restaurants around town. And so he reached out to me one day and told me, hey, I need you to create the skull characters for the Day of the Dead logo and promotional materials because our sponsor is looking for something fresh and something like more pop culture. Of course, she was referencing Coco,
Right.
but he said something along those lines. But make it your own twist. So I started with that. Once I was done with that, those characters, because I drew like the mom, dad, and then the kids, and then I did the boyfriend and girlfriend. Once I was done with that, he was like, "Hey, I'm also doing the skulls. You want to paint one? It's a large skull." And I was like, "Yeah, jump on that." So um, they delivered it, and then I ended up going towards that. Um, but as I was doing that one, I got ideas for other ones. So I'm like, "Oh man, I wait until next year now."
Yeah, that's pretty dope. How many were there? Do you know in total?
They had a few around town. I want to say, maybe 9 or 12. I know it wasn't a high number. Because I think I want to say it was 12 because they had about 10 or 12 floats, and I think they were trying to like to match it to each float.
I just thought it was pretty dope because everybody had their own spin on it. It was a blank canvas, right?
Yeah, just blank canvas.
So you you've also done some art shows, right?
Yeah, I done a
That was
few art
mainly
shows around 10.
the food stuff, right? It was a foodie kind of thing.
Yeah, I had a solo gallery that I just put together because I know with COVID, I was like, well, I'm just gonna do it. It actually went pretty well. I wasn't expecting to sell as much as I did for the show, but I sold if I want to say a few originals and then some of those large posters as well. Um, so that took place, and then now I have my own hosted show coming up in May for kaiju. So it's more of an anime kaiju Japanese theme. So we have, I want to say, about 28 artists,
Nice.
vendors. We have live artists too. Also have Nick Soup, who's really known in the graffiti area too. He's awesome too. And then we have Matt Frank from the comic book industry, who's actually one of the American artists for Godzilla here. So he'll be in there too. And he also just got signed to he did one Ultraman cover for Marvel. So that's like a big thing for him right now.
Nice. What are you got the dates and the place on that?
Yeah, it's going to be May 1st, Saturday at which is by Blue Star.
Okay.
Right now, there's pre-sales tickets. Pre-sale tickets does give you a free item if you're doing just a general mission, which is a free mini print of the flyer, which is Godzilla with the taco.
All right.
And we have the shirt. And unfortunately ends this Saturday, but I'm gonna run probably a week before the event.
Awesome. You're breaking up a little bit now. I got the gist of that.
Okay. Yeah, the shirt and ticket package ends this Saturday, and the general admission one ends a week before the event starts.
All right. All right. What else? What other stuff are you into, man? So you got Taco Boy. Um, you and you into anime, obviously, because it's part of your thing. But what other kind of stuff you into? You into
Yeah.
collecting? See, I got all this junk back here.
Yeah, I'm into collecting. As a joke, my girlfriend and our roommate, we have a chat through Facebook, and we labeled it. We named it our street's name museum. So now it's just basically called Honey Hill Museum. I do collect anime figures about a lot, a bunch of Funko Pop figures, and I think my largest wall right now is probably our Ninja Turtle wall. But kind of each section of the house has like a different theme. But right when you walk in, it's a Godzilla theme. So all up the stairway, we have a lot of Matt Frank's artwork, and then we have figures, and then we have some Godzilla posters. Collected all of those. Just pretty much anything that I either draw or just like looking at. just for inspiration.
I got you. What's your what would you say your favorite piece, or what do you think you collect the most? Like I said, I'm a Batman guy, but
um, I think the most it would have to be between. I probably have a lot of Dragon Ball Z because I have a lot of mini figures.
mm,
So I mean, if we count the mini figures, I'd probably say the largest is probably the Dragon Ball Z display that I have, because that one's just full. And I think second to that is probably I do have like Alien and Predator, but there's another anime that I have too that I've quite a bit of.
yeah, I wish I can say I know about Dragon Ball Z, but I don't. I just never caught on to it. Um, I just never caught on to anime in general, but my kids watch it now. Like, they got me into My Hero, so I watched that,
Yeah,
and
that's my second collection.
and they showed me Demon Slayer. I don't know if you catch that. I like that
Yes,
one.
yeah, that's good.
I like that
Sounds
one.
good. Yeah, those
So
two are pretty top right now, I would say.
that's pretty much the gist of what I seen. I might have watched Death Note, but then that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, for a while, I kind of fell off from anime. Like I think after high school, I watched a few and then just didn't watch any. And then I didn't start watching any recently until my son was I think the series for Dragon Ball Super finished.
Hmm.
And he was like, "Hey, let's watch this film." And I was just like, "I don't want to watch Goku transforming to all these other different colored hair because it seemed pointless to me."
Hmm.
And I saw it and I was like, "Okay, I see where it's going." So then we watched one and then we started watching the episode and then we finished the series. We were like, "Well, what else should we watch?" And then I think that's how we fell into the My Hero. I think they were barely on season 2 and watched that. And then we finished that and then we were like, "Well, what else is there?" So we were jumping from one thing to the next. And then now I'm like, "Oh man, what else is there?" Because now I was like, right when I saw My Hero, I was just like, "Man, this is really solid." And then we found and then Demon Slayer, and I was like, "Man, there's all of these good writings." I was just like, "These writing, the way they're writing it now is really good." I think my right now the most like mature one that I would recommend is probably Attack on Titan.
Oh,
That one's probably one of my favorite right now.
that one's about to finish, or it did finish. No.
It's gonna finish. Well, it's in its final season, but I think they're gonna break it up in 2 parts.
Yeah, my kids wanted me to start watching that one. I haven't. I think we watched the first couple episodes, season one, but I haven't dove into it. It's just finding time, to
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
this stuff. Got to
yeah. It is.
sneak it in at work or something. But
Yeah. Yes, I would say on that one, because everyone who watches it, they're like, "Oh, I stopped at season 1 or I stopped at season 2," because they're like it. They're like it just seemed kind of like kind of just general. But I would say like there's like a huge twist that happens in season 3 and 4 that when it happens and it hits you like nothing I ever like got hidden before. And I was like, wow, I was like, who the hell wrote this crap? Like it just totally flipped the table. Like there was episodes where they were flipping every episode and I'm like, what? Like what? And so me and my girlfriend were watching it. We were yelling we were like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Like what? And so we were just like the last season before this one, we were just like through like the last few episodes, we were just yelling at the TV. We were like, how is this going on? Like, this is insane.
I got to jump on that train, man.
Yeah.
You into these Disney Plus shows, man? You did you catch WandaVision?
Yeah, I caught WandaVision.
What'd you think of that, man?
I liked it. I think the ending was kind of, I felt like the ending should have been, I think I was expecting more of it, but that's because my roommate was like he was one of those Marvel geeks that were like, "Oh, Mephisto's coming out," or this and that. And he was pointing everything out. I'm like, and I was like, dude, I wouldn't look into it as much. Like, you don't know what they're gonna do. And then, so in my head, I was just like, I'm not gonna think about it. I'm not gonna research like he's doing it. So I was like, well, maybe I'm gonna see like a bigger twist to this rather than what he's telling me. But then it seemed like it was like, okay, well, it ended at a cool part. It wasn't like something like way out there that I wasn't expecting, but I was like, it was good.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. I think think a lot of people fell into that. I guess you could say a Star Wars trap, and like when the
Yeah.
Last Jedi came out, everybody was all mad
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they were expecting something else, and
Yeah.
when they didn't get what they expect, they were all mad. So I think a little bit of that happened with
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah.
with
I
all
felt the same for that one too.
the different theories out there, but you know, it it was pretty good. Um, I'm excited to see. Well, now I'm excited to see. The next Doctor Strange movie, and I guess it also gonna lead to Captain Marvel 2. I guess I'm assuming. I don't know,
Yeah.
but so uh, when Falcon and Winter Soldier dropped today, and the Snyder Cut. Are you interested in any of those? I haven't watched them yet, but
Snyder Cut, we're supposed to watch it right after this.
yeah, I think I am too. But uh, are you excited for it? I mean, did you like the first one at all, or the original?
I would say I'm more of a DC fan than Marvel.
All
The
right,
only Marvel character that I would say that I really followed throughout the years is probably either Spider-Man and Venom comics. And so when I see those, I get excited for. But for when I see the other ones, I'm like, I'll watch it. But I probably could wait.
right.
But for DC, like I'd watch them if they're bad. I sat through all of them. I sat through all of them. I'll admit that they're bad or not, but I'm like, I'm gonna watch it and just just
Same here.
watch it. So,
Like I said,
I mean, when I saw the last Justice League, I was left really confused. I was like, what? This is like, there was like a lot of like story gaps that I was just like, this seemed like way out of place. But I was like, it was okay, but I was like, I don't know, they could have done way better.
yeah. So
But everything I heard has seemed positive. Seems like they tied up all the loose ends, and I heard a lot of good things about it. So I need to check that out.
yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Like I'm a Batman guy, but man, Batman vs Superman, that's a hard watch to me.
Yeah,
it's it's just it's rough, but I'm still a Batman guy. I like Ben Affleck as Batman, so I'm a little excited to see what they did with this movie. So
yeah, yeah. I didn't mind Ben Affleck. I felt he was good, but I felt like on the last Justice League film, they kind of made him seem very cheap. Like he didn't seem the same as like Batman versus Superman, where he was more like rough. This one he seemed kind of like dependent on his gadgets, like a heavy of dependent on it.
mm,
And I was expecting to like he was using more his Batmobile. And I was expecting him to maybe come up with something or have more emotion to him, but he just seemed like a side character there. And I was like, I don't know, they didn't do him that much justice than I expected for me to see in a film where maybe there was a twist like they always had with them, where he would think of something way outside of the box and just kind of outthrows everyone's minds. But I didn't get to see any of that, so I'm hoping this one. I heard there's more emotion to him, so wanted to see that.
hopefully, hey,
Yeah,
since you're a DC guy, you say, do you are you excited about the whole Flash movie that hopefully is coming with Michael Keaton and all that?
yeah, I'm hoping that happens. I mean, Flash. I mean, I think that's a good segue to show like multiverse style.
Right.
Just because he goes through all of the Speed Force and through all that, and I think I heard that that's what they show in this film for Snyder Cut. But yeah, I can't wait to see how that all plays out. I'm hoping they throw in Batman Beyond. I've been waiting for that one for like
Oh,
the longest time. If
yeah,
they were to fly into the future, even if it's just a glimpse,
yeah.
that
I think that's the one everybody
would be
wants
cool.
with Michael Keaton as old man
Yeah,
Batman. We
it's
can,
such a simple film to do. Like you got your sci-fi nerds, and I mean, I'm pretty sure that one would make bank out of all the DC
oh
films
yeah,
if they do it.
oh yeah.
Even if it sucks, I think it'll still do good.
Well, that's the thing, with people like us, anything superhero or Star Wars too, anything superhero Star Wars, we're gonna they have our money either way.
Yeah, it's guaranteed.
Yeah. Did you ever do any like cons and stuff when they were when that was a thing?
Yeah, I did Alamo City Comic Con a lot, and then I did shoot, I forgot the names of them now since it's been a while. I did the Texas Comic Con, and then the other one, which I don't know why I'm forgetting the name of it.
The
It was at the
the
Freeman
Celebrity
Coliseum.
Fan Fest, or
Yeah, there you go. I did that one too. Of course, I do local shows too. Um, those were very interesting. I think those kind of opened my eyes more of like what's out there. Um, I think the first one I did was the Alamo City Comic Con, and that one was interesting because I went in not knowing what to expect. That was like my first con, but participating and attending, so it was like a shock, and then like also learning like, oh, I need to buy this next time. Oh, I need to bring change next time.
yeah, I did go to one. Um, I had this idea way back when. It's called Three Legged Rabbit. Um, and a buddy of mine had designed it because I can't draw. Um, and we did go to a con one time and had a booth, but yeah, it turned into something else now. Now, Three Legged Rabbit is my clothing brand,
Nice,
but we did
nice.
have like these mock like comic covers, but whatever. Uh, that didn't pan out. Plus, I mean, me and my buddy had a falling out,
Oh yeah,
so since I can't draw that stuff, it changed.
it changed.
It's all good. Anything you want to talk about, man, or promote anything else?
Um, so you have that in Horizon. I did have other shows planned for before COVID hit because I was going to do the kaiju show, and then I had two other theme shows. I started focusing more on theme shows because I used to run another event, but it was more of just like loose themes. It wasn't like an actual like nerd or pop culture as much. So I wanted to actually like dive into it more. But I think the sneak peek for this next one, I'm not sure which of the two we'll do, but one of them will be Disney, and I thought of this cool flyer for it. So I want to do the the Fantasia Mickey,
Mm.
like over the rock, where he's kind of doing his magic thing, but around like in the waters, I was gonna have like different characters that you can kind of see in the waves, but like have like the Disney castle in the background, and then the Death Star and like as the moon instead. And so like have all like the references to like the Disney films like in one image. And then I was gonna have Mickey also holding a taco too, but the image is there in my head, so I needed to bring that out to light. But I wanted to do something different because I don't see like just a Disney theme in San Antonio. So that's something I wanted to do. I mean, you can fit a lot of stuff
Yeah,
now that they own a lot of things.
you mentioned Disney, and it popped in my head. I don't know if you thought of it already, but I was thinking like the Lion King and have Rafiki like holding up a taco instead of Simba.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be cool too. Yeah, just do it exactly like how it looks, but just the taco, and then maybe a big red there. That would be a
uh,
cool shirt, actually.
that would be.
Yeah,
Uh, you can have that. You can have that idea, man. So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
um,
that's one of the things that I like doing. I like like trying to bring other artists who are not like con or like afraid to do cons. They want to stick to something smaller and local. And with the kaiju event, I kind of I didn't know what to expect as far as like how many submissions, but that one blew me out of the water because originally I was like, maybe I'll get a few 20 and then I'll just take the 20 and run with it. But I ended up getting 60.
wow.
And so out of those 60, I had to choose about the 20, the 28-ish from there. And then after I selected the 60, I still get getting messages every month like, hey, there's any spots. Even after COVID, I was still getting those in. Um, so I was just like, oh man, that list would have probably been in the 70s or 80s because I lost count. I had to tell them like, no, it's closed, it's closed. But hey, keep an eye out on the page because I know next year I do want to vamp it up and still bring out Matt, but I do want to try to bring out maybe someone who worked with the films closely for Godzilla, either for one of these new ones or for something else. something different. So I wanted to bring something different for the city, and um, just kind of like mini cons, but kind of still have the local.
I got you. I may hit you up because I've been trying to think of doing something for charity or something to raise some money for something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Because this past Christmas, well, what I've done in the past, I've always uh, dressed up like Santa, and I go deliver packages for Elf Louise. And
yeah.
because of COVID, we couldn't do that last year. So I teamed up with Javier at Atomic Toys and More. He's got a little toy shop, and we did a Toys for Tots toy drive. It was kind of last minute almost, so I wanted it to be a bigger thing, but I want to try to plan something else like that. Maybe invite some artists, some cosplayers, and kind of have it like a big thing. But yeah, I'd like to do something like that. Or maybe you'd be interested sometime.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I thought of a few ideas for charity events because I did the live streaming with platinum tattoos, and the owner does something similar every year. So he was telling me how that impact. Um, he says he normally has like a whole like festival for it and free food and for
Right.
the kids and adults, and that couldn't not happen. So I know he's planning other things too on that. But I didn't know about it. I think I've heard about it, but I never knew like what went into it until we started talking about it. I was like, wow, that's a lot. Um, but he does other things to help out the community too.
Man, you said tattoos. I saw someone. I guess is it a buddy of yours? Got it. Your taco actually tattooed. Your
Yeah,
design.
yeah, he actually got it. Yeah, he actually got that one. He was as soon as he saw the design, he's like, I'm gonna get this tattoo. And so he's the second person to get that same design. But I had others get tattoos of the other designs, and
That's like
I guess they've
the
been random.
that's like the ultimate compliment. It's like someone likes your design so much they want to have it on their body permanently.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome feeling. There's one local guy who has the actual Taco Boy, my mascot on him, and he actually, I think, one time for a charity race, he was dressed up. He made his own costume to be as Taco
Nice.
Boy, and so he really loves it. So I know he here and there tells me he's like, hey, when's that comic book coming out? So I was like, well, I got one number one fan right there. So whenever it's ready, I know that he'll be the first one to grab it. Um, but yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to. That comic book's probably been. I had other ideas and I've written them, but I haven't like actually put the time because there's so much. Since it's only me, I have to do the writing, the drafting, and then the inking and coloring, and then kind of put it into production. So it's a lot of work. And there's like things I want to like make sure it's like tight fitted into it. And I just want to make sure it's done right. But so far from what I have now, I think it would be cool to present, and then hopefully see where that goes.
Absolutely, man. You gotta let me know. I'll be the one of the first ones there too.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but before I end the show, I do something I call Dork Dad questions. They're just 5 random questions, right or wrong answer. Just kind of, just meant for fun.
Yeah.
So I always start with this first one. This first question, because it's an ongoing battle among other podcasts that I associate with. But there's always an argument on which is more culturally significant, Star Wars or Marvel. What do you think about that?
That's a tough one.
It is. You can go either way.
I would have to say Star Wars.
I thought you, well, because you're more DC than Marvel, right? I don't know. Do you have any Star Wars drawings?
Yeah, I have a few Star Wars. I did the Mandalorian. I did
Wow.
a taco version, which was like a taco Lorian and a jalapeno that looked like the child.
Oh, I got
Uh,
to see that one.
yeah, that one was cool. I done a lot of Star Wars because I did that one. I did K2SO, Darth Vader, Boba Fett, and then I did some of my own style ones. I think I did mostly all the characters, the important ones at least,
Right.
in my Hollow Eye style. So I done a few quite over the years, and sometimes I'll throw references here and there,
If you
in some
do
of the
an
artwork.
if you do an Ahsoka, you know, I'd be down for that. She's one of my
Yeah, yeah,
favorites.
yeah. She was awesome.
All right, let's see. Question number 2. If you knew you collect stuff, you said if they were to make a pop or even an action figure of yourself, what accessories do you think you would have?
um, Probably a pencil or a pen. Big Red, a taco. Vans, it would have to come with Vans.
Nice. All right. I'm just throwing off the top of my head. What's the better sequel? Toy Story 2 or Shrek 2?
Toy Story 2.
Toy Story 2? All right.
Yeah.
That is a good one, but man, Shrek 2, you got handsome Shrek, man.
I like some of those, but I think the ones I vividly remember is Toy Story over Shrek. I just remember like some parts of Shrek.
You do Shrek with the taco.
Yeah.
Shrek and Donkey. If you were, like wrestling, right? How they have their own theme song when they walk out. If you were to have your own theme song when you walk into a room, what would that theme song be?
Dang, I never thought about that one. Huh. Hmm. I don't even know what song that would be. Crap. I mean, I like a lot of Queen songs, but I don't know which one I would choose from. But that's a hard one. And that's someone I never thought of.
That's all right, man. That's all right. I didn't mean to put the pressure on you.
Yeah.
All right, I've been asking this one to people. You just watched WandaVision, and you know how they did like they were in different sitcoms and different shows.
Yeah.
If you were to, if you could live in any sitcom, TV show, or even movie universe, where would you want to be at?
We'll probably Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
Rick, would you want to be Rick or Morty, or just travel with them?
Shit. I'll travel with them.
Nice. Nice. All right, I can get down with that. I think that's all I got, man.
That's all good.
We can hurry up and go watch that Snyder Cut.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cool, man. Hey, I appreciate your time, and I'll definitely be keeping in touch. And let me know what events you got going on. I'm gonna try to hit that kaiju event, man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely, man. It should be a good one. I appreciate it having me on.
Appreciate it.
Let me know when you'll air it, and that way I can plug it in.
But I'll let you know.
Yeah, just let me know.
All right.
All right then.
Ladies.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Right.
Bye.
All right. That's it. That's the show. Hope you enjoyed Mr. Eddie Rios, Taco Boy Designs. Be sure to follow Eddie on all social media platforms at Taco Boy Designs. Check out his stuff. And this show, Dork Dad Podcast. Follow everywhere. Dork Dad Podcast. Help the show grow. Leave a review, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Three-Legged Rabbit. Number 3, leggedrabbit.com. Check it out. Snyder Cut. It was good. Right? Better than Endgame. I said it. I'm joking. But, it was good. Suicide Squad coming. DC is making a comeback. That's all I gotta say. But until next time, we'll see you later. Thanks for listening.